everybody, it's Jelly again. I've had this request for my zucchini fruit leather. And have you ever had something that you just struggled with getting a video together? I've probably filmed this 2 or 3 times and it just didn't work out. So I'm going to do it again. So invariably, every year there is zucchini that gets really big. And so what I'm going to do is show you how to turn it into fruit leather. So here it is. Start out by peeling your zucchini. Now you can see that there's a lot of green coming through. I thinly peeled it, and I'm going to get out the other peeler that does a little bit thicker slices. The big thing is, part of the reason why this video sort of fell apart was because I thought, oh, let's do them really, really, really thin and see how they came out. Well, they didn't come out so good. Had to pick them off of the dehydrator. It was quite a pain. So what I'm going to show you now is just peeling these. You could almost even slice it really, really thin. I'm not that great at slicing really, really thin. So I'm going to go ahead and use my potato peeler and use a lot of force to make the slices thicker. So here it is. This is a slice that is far too thin. You can almost see through it. It's so thin. This is a little bit thicker. You can see that there's some more material to it. This will work way better than the other. And so what I've done is I've taken my zucchini. Now I only peeled part of it because it's just easier to grip. Otherwise it gets really, really slippery. So I will peel more and then strip it down. Now I'm stripping it just down to the seeds. So once you hit the seeds, you got to stop because you don't want seeds in your fruit leather. So the next step is to take the juice, and I'm using Aldi Organic Simply Nature Tart Cherry Juice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this whole jar of the cherry juice and then fill up this jar about halfway with water and boil it down until it gets, like I said, a little bit more opaque or a little bit more see-through. All right, so our zucchini fruit leather is done, and I'm just going to drain it in the sink. So what it's going to look like when it's done, I don't know that I'd call it see-through, but it almost looks like meat, which is a little strange, but it tastes really good. If you ate it right now, it's not necessarily so tasty, but once it dehydrates, man, it's so good. Don't rinse it off. Drain it off. I usually put the colander back in the pot and then spread it out on the dehydrator and let it dehydrate. So this is kind of what it looks like when it's all cooked. Now, there's still some juice and water in there, but this kind of looks a little bit like meat, which is a little strange. And it's pretty hot to touch, so you're going to want to use some tools to spread things out. But I've got my dehydrator trays here. I do want to show you, I don't waste the skins. I washed the zucchini. So when I peeled the zucchini, I'm putting that on the bottom tray so that I can dehydrate that and make it into green powder or just whatever kind of zucchini I want to do. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my handy dandy Foley fork, which is one of my favorite tools, and just spread this out on my dehydrator trays. Now you don't really have to go crazy about spacing it. Actually, what I should do, put it over here. Don't really have to worry too much about spacing it because it is absolutely going to shrink up. But you also want to make sure that it doesn't all stick together, because otherwise you'll have chunks instead of nice little pieces. So All right, so now my dehydrator trays are all full. I do line the inside of the trays because they're just easier to get out if you line them with the mesh liner kind of things. I did this one very pretty because then you can pull them off and they look like fruit leather. Then I did these that are just kind of mushed together, so they're not very pretty, but what I tend to find out is that it doesn't matter what they look like, they're so darn good. You just pull them off and eat them. They're just so darn good. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning. Hey everybody, it's tomorrow morning and my fruit leather is done. I'm just getting ready to go to work, so I want to show you real quick what it's going to look like. This is what the fruit leather looks like. And I'm able to just peel it right off. Some of the pieces are going to break, but this is how it's going to look. Super tasty, and I think it's pretty healthy too.